Yeah, baby.
How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for Monday. It is Monday, October 2nd. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Cash Out Monday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by atscalculator.com. Check out the atscalculator.com today, and if you want to know the results of tonight's Monday Night Football game between Seattle and the New York Giants, all you got to do is go to NFL, put the teams in the pull-down menu, click on Create ATS Results, and you can see tonight we got the away team winning by 15 points, 2 touchdowns. The over-under at 47.7. So you can check out the atscalculator.com today. And looking at that game this evening, you can see the totals at 47, and the ATS calculator is likes it to go a tad over the total at 47.7. So check out the atscalculator.com today. Also, the 24-hour rule, the book, is a book about sports handicapping. And if you go to the website and you click on Learn, go to the 24-hour rule, and hopefully you're enjoying your 24-hour rule today because you had a great day in sports betting yesterday. Come and learn the basic fundamentals of sports betting, the value of betting, the art value of betting, the power trends and systems, DMVI, the Daily Market Value Index, the ABCs of sports betting, and also the Strength of Schedule chapter is a really good one you want to read. And advanced betting strategies, we get a little bit more complex into the different types of betting strategies. It's all in the book, The 24-Hour Rule, and you can get it today at Amazon.com or .ca. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And if you want to learn about the Raymond Report sports betting system, you can go to the website and atsstats.com, go to Learn, go to the Raymond Report system, and come and learn the 5 fundamentals of sports betting, which are in the tip sheet, which are value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we talk about the money management system. And folks, the one thing you want to learn about sports betting is you got to identify what type of investor are you. Are you a short-term investor, a long-term investor? Come and learn the key principles of the Raymond Report. Shop for value, play the percentages. Because in a world dominated by parity right now, you got to understand that in sports betting, anybody can win on any given Sunday, like we've seen on Sunday, but a lot of favorites won on Sunday. But you got to play the percentages, and it's not just about the straight-up factor. It's also got the point spread factor, and I'll talk about that today when we look at the standings. And don't look now. Even though Arizona is not a good straight-up team, they are 3-1 against the point spread. So that's why you got to play the percentages and shop for value. And the 5 golden rules of sports betting. Always remember, the sports books are not your friend. Less is more. You can use that in life. Understand the ABCs of sports betting in the standings. Teams that are A-type teams in the Raymond Report, those are teams we classify with a 60 or higher win percentage. Team with a 50 to 59.9, those are your B-type teams. And a C-type team, like an old high school sweetheart, you know they're going to break your heart eventually. A 49.9 or lower, those are C-type teams. You want to try avoid betting on those teams as much as possible, but you can bet on sometime. The 4th rule in the golden rules of sports betting is try to avoid betting on teams that are embarrassed cycles. Teams in high volume sports like MLB, NBA, NHL, those are teams that are 0-7, 1-6, 2-5 in their last 7 games. In football, teams that are 0-3, you want to try avoid betting on those teams. And unless you're a contrarian, then you probably like betting on those teams. And use our money management system chart below. And if you go down here, you got the ABCs of the road teams and which cycle they're in. And we recommend what unit you should be wager on them when you are betting on those teams. All right. 10 sports betting tips we also give you in the Raymond Report. Avoid betting on C-type teams in the Raymond Report when you can. Buying that Geico insurance. Try to bet the money line if it's manageable, or take the points, or bet the over-under. Don't wager on baseball doubleheaders. Well, now that baseball season's over, I got to change that rule number 3 to I got a great NHL hockey system. I'm going to share it with you right after this that you don't want to miss. I do this every year. Every year when baseball finishes, I always go back to that 60% higher system that I always get. And people always forget, and they always say, oh yeah, I forgot about that system. Hey man, why don't I bet that? It's such a good system. Follow a strict money management system, which I showed you guys before. Never force a bet for the sake of playing. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. Bet rationally, not emotionally, right? Take the emotions out of it and make informed research decisions. And you're trying to beat the bookmaker's numbers. You're not trying to beat Buffalo or Miami. You're trying to beat the bookmaker's number. That's why the ATS calculator is a good way to beat the bookmaker's number. Also, avoid betting against A-type teams that are in an upward trend at home. You know the 4 betting rules and percentage. And when I mean the 4 betting rules, I'm talking about home favorites, home underdogs, road favorites, road underdogs, and there's a psychological edge to each of those roles. Apply the 24-hour rule anytime you're winning, and it's in the book. And avoid wagering on teams in bear cycles. Let them work out their streak. Try to avoid betting teams that are on a bad losing streak, because trying to bet on bad losing teams that are on a losing streak, it's like trying to catch a falling knife, right? So you want to try to avoid betting that. All right, let me go show you that system in hockey that's going to be really good this year, hopefully. Again, it's been great for like 20 years. So let me go to the Super Database. Let's go to NHL. And what we're looking for this season, and we'll do last year, home favorites coming off a 1-goal loss. That's what you're looking for. Home favorites coming off a 1-goal loss. And let's go to the 2022 season, and let's see what the record was there. And it was 117-67. That's a pretty good record. Hey, isn't that a pretty good system right there? Let me go to my ATS let me go to my calculator. So 117 plus 67 equals 184. All right, so just we're doing the math. Hey, they said there'd be no math here. And so 184. So we'll take 117. We'll divide that by 184. And that'll give us 63%. Hey, I wasn't lying, right? I told you it was 60% or higher. But that's what you want to do. You want to look for home favorites in hockey this season coming off a 1-goal loss. They've won, what did I say, 64% of their games. So that's a really good trend to watch. All right, hope you guys had a great weekend. And man, what a weekend I had. I was really busy. Friday night, we coach here in Ottawa, in Canada. We have a community football, which is U19. So 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Unfortunately, we didn't win our game. But Saturday, I went to the Ottawa Red Blacks game against the Montreal Alouettes. Tight game for a little while. Then Montreal just, you know what? They just bullied us on Saturday. I just felt they were more aggressive. And then Sunday, I had the pleasure of calling the 54th annual Panda game here in Ottawa. In fact, when I teed it up this morning on my Twitter. What a finish! If you're new to the Canadian U Sports Canadian University football. Let me just tee this up for you guys. So if you go on our Twitter, yesterday here in Ottawa, we had the 54th annual Panda game, and the game was won on a 55-yard field goal. Here it is right here. And that's Campbell Fair for the Ottawa GGs. They're playing against the Carleton Ravens. 22,000 fans. Look at that ball just go through the uprights. And then mayhem. Watch the mayhem explode on the field. All the fans stormed the field, and it was just absolute. It was probably one of my top 5 moments in watching a sporting event. And anybody who was at the game yesterday, I still get goosebumps just calling the game. And I was fortunate enough, I'll always remember that game because I called it with my good friend Paul Denis. We did it for Rogers Community Television on Channel 23. And what a game that was. It was just absolutely phenomenal. But good, congratulations to the Ottawa GGs and the Carleton Ravens for really a hard-fought battle. And, it's unfortunate a game like that. There has to be a loser. But Ottawa came away with the win yesterday. So congratulations to the Ottawa GGs. And again, if you want to see that, you can go see that on my feed. 55-yard field goal to win the game. Hey, that's quite the walk-off right there. And Campbell Fair will most likely be a first round draft pick coming up the next Canadian Football League draft. So yeah, really, what a crazy weekend. Absolutely crazy weekend. And it's just, you blinked and it was over, right? So holy crap, what a...
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. All right, hopefully you guys had a good weekend. And let me see if this... it's pretty quiet there in the bullpen right now. But if you are listening to the bullpen and you're enjoying the show, just give me a good morning. Say, hey, good morning, Ron. How was your weekend? My weekend was pretty good. And I see Daryl Turner, his other brother, is in the house. Good morning, Ron and bullpen. I hope everyone did well. Let's go Longhorns. Yeah. Hey, Daryl put me on the Longhorns this year, and we're looking pretty good. A profitable Thursday, Friday and Saturday, but good. Got to do more research on NFL Sunday. Not so good. Swept the board in NFL week number 5. Yeah, I got to sweep the board here, right? You know what? So my contest picks went 3-2. Hey, I'll take it. I won't complain over spilt milk, right? But 3-2. My the NFL picks so this weekend in the members area. We did win our my underdogs did pretty good this weekend. I remember somebody asked me, why do you like UConn this week? Well, I didn't like him to win, but I like him to cover the spread. They were looking good to win straight up, but UConn was my upsets. Well, not it was my underdog play of the weekend in college football. And Baltimore Ravens yesterday +3. And you know what, Baltimore, I think Lamar Jackson with the contract negotiations in the offseason, I think he's taking that personal. And you're seeing Lamar just, being a pro. I think Lamar Jackson said, all right, nobody wanted to pick me up on the agency or whatever the contract was. I'll have to go out there this year and show you guys made a big mistake. And Baltimore's like, whew, thank God we kept him. Because, Lamar Jackson is playing with a chip in his shoulder. And anytime you get a veteran quarterback like that playing with a chip in the shoulder and he's an underdog, it's you got to take it, right? Hey, you got to take that for sure. And at the end of the day, what do we want?
I want winners.
Yeah, and we gave you guys winners this weekend, and we'll give you some winners today. And speaking of winners, Gil Melendez will be on the show at 10:30, bottom of the hour. It looks like Gil had a nice weekend too, so we'll talk to Gil and how the Frogtown Sports, the double coverage report has done. And again, you guys can get the double coverage report right here at Frogtown Sports. All you got to do is go to the website, click on this banner. It's going to take you to Gil's website, and he gives you updates each and every day. Well, not each and every day, but you see the days he does give you the updates. I believe it's Friday, and then let me see here. Friday, Sunday, and then Sunday night, and then Monday he'll have another update for you guys. And we'll talk to Gil Melendez at the bottom of the hours, and again, Gil will tell us how his weekend was. All right, the Detroit Lions are no joke. No, Detroit's no joke, that's for sure. All right, let's get on with the show, and let's go feed the ponies at Parks Racing. Two minutes to post time. Oh, 1 minute to post time. Yeah, what a game that was yesterday. Get him in and get him out. Yeah, they're off and running today at Parks Racing. In fact, at Parks Racing today, post time is 12:40 Eastern, 6 furlongs on the dirt. In race number 1, it's a $12,500 claiming race, and we are going to recommend the number 6 horse in race number 1 today at Parks, Debbie Surprise with Lopez. I don't know if that's Paco Lopez on the mount there, but Debbie Surprise is the 6-1 morning line. Not the favorite, but 6-1 morning line with Lopez taking a ride. Lopez 34% in the money last 100 race. The number 5 horse, So Swell, with Rangel taking a ride on So Swell. Another 6-1 morning line odd right there. And Pop the Champagne like Rowe. Hey, we did that last week, didn't we? Pop the Champagne Rowe. Didn't he race last week with Wolfson on the saddle? In fact, they were popping the champagne all over the Major League Baseball this weekend. Hey, it was kind of anticlimactic for the Blue Jays. They lose a game on Sunday, and then next thing you know, they're popping champagnes because they clinch a wild card spot. But it's just like, okay, we lost and we had to wait till midnight to find out Saturday, and then we're popping the champagne. It was like the timing's not right here. Hey, this doesn't feel like a party. But 651 was the recommendation today at Parks Racing. Well, is the recommendation today at Parks. And your Joker's Wild, La Luisa the Trejo's taking a ride here on the 4-horse, 6-1 morning line, and you can bet these horses today. In fact, if you want to bet Parks Racing, folks, don't forget, exacta box 655114 in race number 1. And if you're going to go the trifecta way, go to 651451 trifecta, and always remember to box those horses. And if you're going to play the Double Dutch betting system, that's the one of my favorite way. Every time I go to the track, the way I bet the ponies is like this. Let's say today I'm going to go back to Pop the Champagne with Wolf's Hunt, and if I got a $20 budget per race, I'm going to put 10 to win, 10 to place on the number 1 horse, Pop the Champagne Roll, at 4-1 morning line. So this way, if Pop the Champagne Roll comes in second, we get paid once. Comes in first, we get paid twice, and that's always a nice way to get paid. And that's how you use the Double Dutch betting system, courtesy of your good friends right here, ATSstats.com. If you want races 1 to 10 today at Gulfstream, no, not Gulfstream yet, Ron, at Parks Racing, you can get them right here at the website. In fact, go to Horses, free tip sheet. And then once you get to the tip sheet page, go to the pull-down menu, go to Parks Racing, and races 1 to 10, all for free, right here, ATSstats.com. All right, it's the network. Show me the pearls.
1 minute to post time.
Yeah, 1 minute to post time. But the network's in the house, and
Show me the money!
yeah, we'll show you some money too there. Who's Mizzou, the network, and hopefully you had a great weekend. And Daryl Turner says, hey, what are the Patriots going to do after Brady? Is still revolving question for New England. You know what? Here's the thing, right? You've had 20 years of success, and anybody tell you, hey, imagine in 20 years, say 1996 or whatever, 1995 or 90, somebody said to the Kraft family, hey, we're gonna give you a guy you're gonna win for 20 years, but then you might have like 2, 3, 4 or 5 losing years after. Are you okay with that? Yeah, what the hell? I'm okay with that. But hey, these legacy players like Tom Brady, the future Hall of Famers, you enjoy them while they're there because everything has a shelf life, right? And the quarterbacks, yeah, the Patriots need a quarterback. Hey, but look at what's coming up the rank, right? When you look at college football, I know we've beaten this to death the last 3 weeks at the Raymond Report. Here we talk. The quarterbacks coming up today are more of your RPO style quarterbacks. The West Coast offense, the Bill Walsh type quarterbacks that are under center and play action pass and sit in the pocket, those days are over almost. And it all depends on the type of quarterback, but that's the beauty about football, right? Herm Edwards, I sound like Herm Edwards right there. Hey,
hello, you play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports.
That's the great thing about sports is in quarterback play. You look at all the different types of quarterbacks. Like, look at Zach Wilson last night. Everybody was ready to throw him to the CFL last week, and all of a sudden he goes on Sunday. That was his coming out party. That last night was Zach Wilson's coming out party. Now it's one game. I'm not going to start going crazy, but you got to give him his credit, right? That was on Sunday Night Football. Everybody's in the house, everybody's watching. Taylor Swift's in the building. Everybody's talking about Patrick Mahomes. Like, it was lights, camera, action last night for Zach Wilson. And you know what? I love it. Nobody gave him a shot last night, right? And then all of a sudden he starts playing better and gave his team a chance. The only thing you want as a fan, a coach, your players, give us a chance. Give us a chance to win the game. And I think Zach Wilson did last night. I think Zach Wilson, a couple of reads should have. Did you see last night? They showed when he hangs onto the ball 2.5 seconds or less, his higher win percent or better completion percentage. And when a quarterback holds on the ball 2.5 seconds or higher, you're playing the percentages and they're not in your favor. So you get the ball out. But here's the thing, get the ball out. Sometimes in an offensive playbook, you got to allow the plays to develop, right? And down and distance dictates everything. If it's 2nd and 3. Or 3rd and 2, or whatever the downs are. It all depends what the play call is, and sometimes you're going to need the offensive line to hold. We say hold your water for another 2 seconds, right? That means just block your defender in front of you a little bit longer, because you got to give the time to the quarterback depending on the pressure he's going to get, right? And if the defensive backs know that it's a shortened distance, they're going to play maybe a little bit press coverage and take away the short game, and it's going to force quarterbacks to audible out of it. And hey, you got to give him his props. Don't to all the quarterbacks out there, don't hold on the ball longer than 2.5 seconds, because your completion percentage won't be in your favor. All right, so anyways, good. Let me see. Yeah, Colts, back to the Patriots. Hey, you know what? As much as I say this all the time, players win games. Coaches, all we do is bring blueprints and we prepare. Like, as a coach, your role as a coach is to prepare your team for the next game and come up with a game plan, right? Come up with a blueprint. Look at the defense, get their tendencies, understand what they do well, and take away what they do well, and go after the weakness, right? And when you're watching film as a coach, you're looking to see what formation, how they adjust the formation. And we said this yesterday on air when we were doing the Panda game. I said, you know how coaches make their money? It's at halftime, because the coaches that make the best adjustments at halftime, those are the coaches, are the money coaches, right? When you go into a game and you're down 17-3, and then next thing you know, you like, look at Dable about 2 weeks ago, when they're, 28-0 against Arizona, and they come back to win 31-28. He did the same thing last year in Tennessee. Remember the adjustments? Like Dable, former Bills coach, and I know you're saying, oh, Ron, you're a Bills fan, that's why you're talking about Dable. No, I just think he's a great halftime adjustment coach. And you got to take a look at all these coaches, and that's a handicapping angle you might want to look at. Go look at this week's NFL halftime scores and see which team came back or won the second half, and that will tell you which coach made the best halftime adjustments. It's all about adjustments. Like, if you go into the first half and your adjustment and your game plan is not working, and you stick to your game plan, well, you're not a really good coach if you don't adjust. If you don't adjust to what the defense presents you, or even the offense, well, you're not going to win many football games. All right, let's get on with the show, and we're going to take a look at the SBI, and I'm going to give you guys my wild card pick this weekend, or starting tomorrow, the 4 wild card games. And you know what, you're kind of, if you're watching the Rain Report, you kind of know who my gold, silver, and bronze picks are, because I gave you those picks yesterday, but we will go over them again today. All right, so yesterday in Major League Baseball, 8-7 for the favorites, 7-8 for the underdogs, and then 10-5 to the under. Hey, the under, remember I said last week, I said it's the last weekend of baseball. You think these, the teams that are not going to the playoffs, you think they're thinking about this weekend? They're probably thinking where they're going on holidays with their families. And sure enough, a lot of unders came in, right? 10-5 on Sunday, 9-7 on Saturday, 7-6 though on Friday night, 9-2 on Thursday, and then Wednesday 10-5. The week belonged to the unders. In fact, 61.9% of Major League Baseball games went under the total last week, and for the favorites, 58.4%, and on the run line, 57.4. Let's take a look at the NFL, and you know what? I forgot to start this segment with my bell. Hey, got to ring the bell, Ron. Come on. Got to ring the bell before Gil Melendez comes on in 7 minutes. All right, so taking a look here, you can see the favorites yesterday in week number 4 in the National Football League. 80% of the favorites, and we talked about this, right, during the season. We said the underdogs had a really good week 1. They won 56%, and they covered 68%. But I said, hang on tight. You're going to see the favorites. They're going to come back. And I gave you guys the chart, right? Remember, I gave you the chart in September. I said, hey, just relax. I said everything evens out from the point spread point of view. And look at that. 51% of the favorites have now covered this season. 45.9. The rest are pushes. And we're still in an unders pace right here. So you know what? We'll see the bookmakers adjust the total this week going into NFL week number 5, because 53.3% of the games this NFL week 4 went under the total. and 68.8 last week. So we'll see. We haven't had an overs week since week 2. So the under has carried the season so far. 3 out of the 4 weeks in the NFL have gone under, and we will see what's in store for us in week number 5. All right, let's take a look at college football. And I can see Daryl Turnell and his other brother Daryl says Browns depend so much on Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson. They can't win unless one of them is on the field. And you know what, Daryl? They also defend too much on their defense. Defense wins championships. Offense, you score to win. The thing I picked up at a coach's clinic and was really a great saying. You throw to score, you run to win. Defense wins championships, right? You throw to score, you run to win. Defense wins championships, and your offense. And I said this since training camp or since week 1 when they're trying to rush Joe Burrows. You can't rush a quarterback who has a calf injury, and I got a feeling that they rushed him. I think they rushed him to play. I don't know if anybody who's played sports or anybody's coach, and when athletes have injuries, obviously they're always going to say they're good. 90% of athletes will always say they're ready. That's the way they are. That's how they're programmed. But you got to talk to the doctors, the trainers, and the physiotherapists, especially the physiotherapists, because they're the ones who are working on the injured part. It could be a leg, could be a calf, it could be a shoulder, and they're the ones who are testing their strength, right? And right now, I just got a feeling when Joe Burrow's injured his calf or Achilles or whatever, the lower leg. It just doesn't seem he's ready, right? Cincinnati 1-4. That's not the Bengals. We know they always start slow, but this is really slow, right? My Vikings got their first win. Skoll says, "Who's Mizzou?" Come on, come on, it's Carolina. Hey, slow down there. Who's Mizzou? Hey, holy cow! Hey, where's my holy cow? Hey. Yeah, but win's a win. Hey, you need that. No matter how you got it, you got that win. I bet the Vikings and Chargers, which was confidence bets. Okay, yeah, you know what? Congratulations to the Chargers winner, Garoppolo. I'm not Jimmy G. I'm sorry, but the porcelain, right? The porcelain man. It's just what's rule number 5 or rule number 4 in the Raymond report? Player availability, right? Best ability is availability. And if you go to the Raymond report, and we talk about this in the rule number 5, what's the best ability? It's availability. And unfortunately, Jimmy Garoppolo, everywhere he's gone, he's not available. He'll give you 1 or 2 games, and then he's on the shelf for 3 or 4. Those type of players, Porzingis, another one. You guys, I'm not going to beat that dead horse. You know my way of thinking about those type of players, right? Those are players you can't count on. They just, whatever they do, and I always hate talking like this because it says, like I'm quitting on them or something like that. It's just, your history tells us you're always injured. And if a player is always injured, it's business. At the end of the day, when we're talking about player availability, it's not personal, it's not hate, it's not anything. It's just, it is what it is. You're never available when the team needs you. And in 10 games, if you're only available for 5 games, then you're only really winning 50% of your check because you're unfortunately you're always injured the other 5. And then players like that, I always said, as a coach, I say, and I talk to other coaches and I say, when a player's always injured, it boils down to always fundamentals. I always believe that when a player's injured, it's poor fundamentals on the athleticism of what they're doing and how they get injured, right? How there's, before you're a quarterback, you're an athlete. And the way you escape the pocket, the way you run, the way you protect yourself, the way you throw, these are all based on fundamentals, right? And if your fundamentals are wrong, then you're going to be prone to injury. All right, Broncos trying to start a little win streak. Settle down, Daryl. Hey, settle down. Hey, settle down.
How about our offense? When are we going to put it together?
Yeah, they put it together. Again, I just love seeing these guys come in here saying, hey, what about the Broncos? You beat the Bears. Come on. You beat the Bears, Daryl. Settle down. Hey? It's like who's Mizzou? It was Vikings. All right, you beat Carolina. Settle down, guys. Settle down. It's a Monday. Hey? Holy cow.
Struggling.
Yeah, no, we'll see. But again, a win's a win, and every time I tell the team we get a win, enjoy the next 24 hours because you never know when you're going to get that next win, right? All right, you know what, man? Such a I got so much things to report. And we get on these topics. I forget that there's Gil Melendez coming in at the bottom of the hour, and we're here right now. So let's bring on our good friend Gil Melendez.
Welcome, Frogtown Sports, to the podcast, home of the most favorable pick, sharing knowledge and insight gathered over the past 25 years in the NFL. Situations to look out for, red flags to avoid, and stats that are relevant to help us find that likely cover. Now, here's your sports handicapping host and the curator of NFL angles.
1, 2, 3.
Ron Raymond and Gil Melendez.
Good morning, Gil Melendez.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Are you smiling like a butcher's dog right now after the weekend you had, or what?
I am. Philadelphia gave me a scare there. I had them on my survivor pool to get to the next week. So
Yeah.
it was a little tough there.
Yeah.
So we got through that, and now we have went 3-1 for the weekend, and the double coverage report did good this weekend as well.
Yeah, congratulations. 3-1 is a great week, and like I said, you got one pending tonight, right?
Right. One pending tonight. But, what's interesting, and again, I've been talking about this splits, and I've been beating it, I'm beating it. But I tell you what, man, it really paints a picture.
Yep.
And if everybody goes to the website and looks at the 10 a.m. report, then the 12, and you read that, it leads you right to, a logical pick that you feel comfortable. And I just really love this system, how it works. For example, the first one, Tampa Bay versus New Orleans, I was on Tampa Bay, the trends, everything, the system plays was pointing to Tampa. And when we were looking at the lines, they haven't changed. As a matter of fact, they went on Tampa Bay more so than New Orleans, but the line moved off of that very important number 3. I mean, so they went from +3 to +3.5.
Okay.
And for a bookmaker to move a line off of 3, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal.
It is a big deal.
So, so after looking at all of this, let me see where I can read this. It was a reverse line movement because, again, all the money was going on Tampa Bay, but but the line moved in favor of Seattle. So this lets us know that the sportsbook have a higher liability on the Saints and trying to entice us to bet on, Tampa Bay. So based on that, there's too many questions that I put on the report at 12 noon on Monday or Sunday, that there's too many questions to pick a favorable side, but there was a lean towards Saints.
Okay.
And the Tampa Bay covered, but that was that was just strange how that reverse line moved off of 3 like that, and they
went to 3.5. So when you say now you say the money went on the Saints, it went from 3 to 3.5 to New Orleans, and like sometimes people will say, well, there's the steam, right? There's steam in New Orleans. They're going to be on the Saints. But in your case, you said, you know what? I'm going to be contrarian. I'm going to go against the steam. Is that your way of thinking on that one?
Well, I came off of the winning side.
Okay.
I stayed away from it.
Yeah.
So, but there was a lean towards the Saints because that line moved opposite of the trend, the numbers that are showing. The more money that comes in, the more tickets that come in, that line should change in favor of that team. But instead, it went the opposite. So,
exactly. So let's talk about that. Why would you lean more towards Tampa Bay? Like you felt stronger on Tampa Bay when you saw the line?
I started off liking Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So, and I had Tampa Bay in my contest. Okay. Yep. But come Sunday at 12 noon, the numbers were showing that there was more money coming in on Tampa and the same money coming in on the tickets, or the tickets, but the line moved in the favor of New Orleans. So I'm like, why? Why is the line moving towards New Orleans instead of dropping down to Tampa plus 2.5? You follow?
Yeah.
So it moved the opposite way. So right there, that's a red flag. So I stayed away from the game as far as wagering it, and I had to lean on the Saints. So, but if we go to Kansas City now, same thing. So on Friday morning, the line was minus 9.5.
Yep.
Sunday at 12, it dropped to 8.5.
Yep.
And then Sunday at 7 p.m., it dropped to 7.5.
Right.
So if we look at my write-up, so there was so much. Let me see here. So again, the turmoil on the Jets. It's hard to believe that they can keep the game close, but the Chiefs, as of late, have not been blowing anybody out, right?
Yep.
So the splits show 4% more tickets on the Jets since 4 p.m. So for 3 hours, more money came in on the Jets, or more tickets came in on the bets on the Jets, and then the line moved from 8.5 to 7.5. Again, telling us that more money, some group or a big wise guy put some money on the Jets. Maybe this national televised game will, fire up the Jets defense, which they did.
Yep.
That started, a top notch for the season. Though we are getting the worst of the number since this line opened at 9.5. The play is New York Jets plus the 7.5 or stay away. So again, this sent me right to take the Jets, and how they did it, I don't know. But those, again, when you look at it, again, the Chiefs haven't been blowing anybody out, and so these splits and these numbers can paint a picture for you. They do, and then the two in the middle that covered. There was no real discrepancies in the splits or the line movement. So I play the trends. I play the system plays. I play the ATSstats.com numbers. So that's when you bet on. You look at those numbers when the splits and the trends have no importance.
Yep.
You follow?
Yep.
So.
No. I agree with you. And here's the thing: I'm bringing up the. Let me bring up the Jets and the Chiefs here. So looking at the Jets, I saw in week one when they played. Was it New York played at home? Was that the? No, hang on a sec. The Bills. Yeah, when the game where Rodgers got injured against the Bills. Mm-hmm. That Jets defense that night at home against Buffalo, I was like, man, you know what? This Jets defense is for real. Yeah. Because they kept Josh Allen and Diggs, all those guys down to 16 points, and they got the win. They beat the Buffalo Bills. They give the Bills their only loss of the year, and then they played the Cowboys, but that was at Dallas, so it's road game, that's tough. And then they played the Patriots. That one there, 10-15. That again, look at you only allowed New England. New England's not good this year. 15 points defensively. That's a defensive game. The offense pooped the bed there. And then last night, 23-20. Right. So no, I agree with you. I think that the Jets, and I thought that Zach Wilson had his coming out game last night. National audience, friggin' Taylor Swift's in the building, all the media attention, and Kelsey, you got Mahomes, you got the Chiefs, you got Sunday night, and nobody gave him a chance. And all week you're hearing reports the players are not happy. They're not happy with Salah, and they felt he was being catering to Wilson. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's a young quarterback in his second year, and you gotta grow with him. You gotta. The one thing with young quarterbacks is it takes time. It takes time to develop, because the speed at that level compared to college football is like when you go in college football, you might have 5, 6 5-star athletes on the field. You go to the NFL, you got 9 and 10 5-star athletes on the field. There's not too many weak links in the NFL. But right. No, great pick. I think that was
but if you remember in the beginning of the season, I said everybody was laughing at me. But if Rodgers was still in there, we still don't know. So I said if they can get through the first 4 weeks, 2-2, watch out for the Jets because of the defense. But we'll never know.
Yeah. Did what on you mean? You're talking about the totals picks?
Yeah, the total wins.
Yeah.
Remember, I was over on the Jets.
Yeah.
So, but again,
no, hey, you know what? Rodgers, no one anticipated Rodgers to go down, right?
Right.
And we'll see. Like, I'll have to look at the Jets' remaining schedule. But I don't know what they got next. In fact, let me go to my report right here. It should show me right here they got at Denver. So there's a bit of a breather, and then Kansas City's at Minnesota. So yeah. All right. So let me see here. So you went with Tampa Bay +3. You had Tennessee +2.5. That was a great, that was a really good pick. And I don't know if you heard my opening. Yeah, Joe Burrows. He's just not right. Mm-hmm. You know, like when you got an Achilles injury or a calf muscle injury, it all depends on the grade of the tear. If it's a tear, if it's a grade 2, I'm telling you, because I tore my calf muscle at a football camp in May. You know, and I'm not 26 anymore, but it took me like 2 months to get somewhat not limping anymore. Mm-hmm. So Tennessee +2.5. Then the Chargers. You know what? Garoppolo, and I was talking about it. You can't depend on him. He's in hockey we used to call the porcelain man, right? We used some hockey players that you can't depend on them.
Right. Yeah. Remember we were talking about that system also on Friday. Teams playing before a bye, versus a division.
Yep.
And I think there was 2 of those that came in this week.
Yeah, no, that's a great pick. I was on the Raiders, but I went 3-2 in my other contest, my contest that I play on, and then So hey, and I went with Baltimore. Baltimore was I feel Lamar Jackson is playing with a chip on his shoulder. I think in the offseason where nobody wanted to take him in for a contract or make an offer, he says, all right, I'll just have to go win a Super Bowl with Baltimore and to make you guys pay for it. That's what I think his mindset is. It's like lack of respect, right? And he's like, hey, you know what? I'm still one of the top 5 quarterbacks in this league, and I'll show you guys. And I think he's doing it.
And they're doing it with with a lot of people injured.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in the second half.
All right, Gil, let's talk about tonight's game, the Seattle Seahawks. And let me just pull up before we get to your pick here. So I'll pull up this game, and then I'll use the Ram report. And I don't know if you can see this on your end. But
no, I don't have my
computer. Okay,
I'm afraid that it's going to block up the system.
Yeah, things are going good. Let's not jinx it. Eh? Hey, all right, so we got the Giants. Are you surprised the Giants are 1-point favorite here tonight?
I am, and that's what scares me. They're actually no. Didn't it flip? What's the line now?
Let me see here. Let me.
I think it's
Did it flip already?
They went to favorites, but then it opened with
Yeah,
Seattle.
-2. You're right. It's okay. So I'll have to update our feed. Yeah, so -2 for the Seahawks, and you know what? That's going to change the forecast. I'm going to have to redo this forecast because we had -1, but I guess some news came out and this hasn't updated yet. So I will update that. But here's some things I can share with you is that when the Giants are at home against an 8-type team, a team with a 60 or higher win percentage, only 2-8 straight up, 3-7 against the point spread. And we all know Daniel Jones' record on prime time is not that good. 2-8 to the under. We know the Giants really good as a road underdog, right, Gil? They're a good road underdog team, but as a home underdog, I don't know about that. In fact, let me go to my database. And let's go pull up the New York Giants the last 3 years. Let's go to Super Database. And folks, if you're watching, you're wondering how to get access to that, you just go to your Super Database. You go to your Giants. And let's say home underdog. Let's go look the last 3 years. Or do you think 3 years is good, or should we go 4 or 5?
3 would be good.
Yeah, 3 is all right, eh? All right, let's go last 3 years as a home underdog. Yeah, 5-6. Is there a tie in there? When did they tie? Oh, yeah, 2020 against Washington. Yeah, so, Gil, look at this. 1-11 to the underdog. Wow, to the under. That's what I love about doing these shows, like on a whim like this. You play with the database, and these things just stumble into your lap. Eh?
Right.
1-11 to the under. But coming back to this one, Gil, and you know what? Against those 8-type teams, Geno Smith tonight, DK Metcalf, they're going to get their touches. But I'm not touching the Giants here, but I think the under is where you want to lean. I don't know how you feeling about tonight.
Well, you already know I'm on Seattle side. Seattle, they're 5-1 in the last 6 versus Jets.
Yep.
And this is interesting. What I found there's 6-0 versus teams coming off Thursday, which is, the Giants going to have. The Giants play last Thursday.
Giants played last game against the Cowboys. Sorry, the 49ers. Yes, it was a Thursday night.
It was Thursday.
Yeah, 30-12 was the final on September 21st.
So that's strange that they're teams that have rest haven't covered against Seattle. But anyways, the Seahawks beat the Giants last year, 27-13. Now they're on the road in the East Coast, and but it's a Monday night. They got an extra night of rest.
Yep.
And this is, everybody talks about the early body clock time on 1 o'clock, but they never say, hey, well, it's a 5 o'clock body clock time for Seattle as well.
Yep.
But a system play is play against any 500
NFL home teams.
NFL home teams. Thank you. You got it there on Monday night off of a loss, 3 or more points if they were a playoff team last season. And so that's one good thing. And then the ATSstats.com tells us that when Seattle plays on the road versus a conference opponent coming off 2 overs, they're 7-2 against the spread.
Yeah,
so as of right now,
7-3.
So Seattle as of right now is a favorable side, -2. Or take the insurance, as Ron Raymond always says.
Geico Insurance, take the money line.
Geico Insurance. But now let's take a look at the splits. So Friday morning, the splits were Seattle tickets of 74% and 41% of the money. So as you see, it's moved up to it dropped on the tickets to 67%.
Yep.
But the money went up to 45%. So the tickets dropped, the money went up on Seattle.
Wow.
Then again, this morning, Seattle dropped again as far as the tickets go, but then the money went up still. So now
51,
it's over 51%.
Yeah, it's a coin flip right now.
So I said, but that's telling us that, again, more money is coming in. That's more of a sharper play. And as of right now, again, the pick would be Seattle unless that turns around. If you come back at 7 p.m. tonight, we'll have a little write-up. If that numbers stay the same, then we're on Seattle, unless there's something in there that drastically says, what the hell happened? You got to stay away from this.
Yeah, and when you look at the matchups tonight, you're looking at the defenses. You got the number 27th ranked defense in Seattle against number 30th for the Giants. They're giving up 32 points per game. Seattle giving up 29. And then the Seattle's offense, 6th in the league, given let me see here. This is the ranking here. Points. Okay, yeah, ranking. So the ranking is 27th. They're scoring 29 points. Giants only scoring 14 points per game. And when you look at the matchup, the head coaches, Dable against Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, a lot of experience. Geno Smith, Daniel Jones. Geno Smith is underrated. Like I think he's out there in Seattle and he's not in like a big media market getting like the hype. Right. All he does, remember like Teddy Bridgewater, all he does is win games. That's what he reminds me of. Gloves. Yeah. It's just getting wins. So I agree. Yeah. I think Seattle under, but I think under's a better play for me tonight. But yeah.
One last thing is Daniel Jones is 1-12 against the spread in primetime.
Yeah.
So again, I think he's a little green, and I don't think he can take the pressure under the
bright lights.
Under the lights. Yeah.
Yeah. The bright light doesn't like the attention. Hey.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Check it back at 7 o'clock. And, just to see if anything has changed, it'll be updated. And again, if you guys follow Frogtown, you're going to get this education. It'll show you a little path, a little, education on how you can really feel better in making more confident picks.
Yeah. And you know what here, Gil, the one thing I've learned in life is that whenever you introduce something new to the audience or anybody, it takes time for them to they want to see it, right? They want to see the proof. Mm-hmm. And Week 4, all you've done is come on the show and just giving out winners week after week. So, eventually the people who are watching this are going to say, you know what, man, this guy's onto something here. Like he comes on, he's been doing this for 20 some years in the contest, doing well. Maybe I'm going to, we're at that point where, guys, if you want to check it out, the double coverage report, Frogtown Sports, Gil comes on here Mondays and Fridays, and he's, proofs in the pudding. He comes on here, gives you guys winners, and if you want to really thank him, just go to frogtownsports.com and subscribe to his newsletter and put it into your repertoire of every week of resources that you need, and you can get it today at frogtownsports.com. All right, Gil.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet, buddy. And let's wish you luck in the. Do you have any more Survivor picks going tonight, or that you're good for the week now?
No, we're good.
You can breathe now.
We can breathe. We go. And I'll tell you what, man. It looks. I'm not, knock on wood. I'm staying hopeful and humble. That's all. We'll see what happens.
And thank God the Bachelor's not on for you tonight, eh?
Yeah, that's right. I guess. That's
Came on last week, so he didn't watch Thursday Night Football. He was watching The Bachelor, but he was only kidding.
Yeah, Thursday. That's Thursday.
All right, buddy. You have yourself a good Monday Night Football, and we'll see you on Friday.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care, man. Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, that is Gil Melendez from frogtownsports.com. And again, Gil comes on the show Mondays and Fridays, and he gives you guys his input on the games. And Gil likes Seattle -2 tonight. But you know what? Like I said, don't sweat it. Take that Geico insurance. -128 is the line, and go get that Geico insurance. All right, folks, that'll be it for today. Oh, you know what? Before you go, I want to show you guys, what did I want to show you? I want to show you something. Where was it? Wrote some articles. Oh yeah, the wild card picks. Yeah, I almost forgot, right? Almost forgot to give you guys my Major League Baseball wild card picks. I got no 80% club stats for you guys today. There's no baseball.
We talking about
Nothing. Hey, we talking about nothing today, Alan, because there is no games. All right, here's my wild card picks for the series, and we'll start off with a little Harry Carey.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful month for baseball because it's the month of October, and we're talking playoff baseball. And I'm going to give you my series picks right now in the Texas-Tampa Bay series. Now, here's the thing. Texas, imagine if they had their starting lineup of Jacob deGrom, Jake Odorizzi, Max Scherzer, John Gray. Those guys are unavailable for them, right? They're all on the 10-day, 60-day DL, 50-day DL, so they got to go with Nathan Eovaldi, Jordan Montgomery, who's going to get the nod, I believe, tomorrow in Game 1, and Dane Dunning. Big difference compared to Scherzer, deGrom, and Odorizzi and Gray, right? But you look at Tampa Bay Rays. I got the Rays winning the World Series. You guys know me. I'm the Cash man. Hey, I love Kevin Cash. So I like Tampa Bay to win that series. I do like their starting rotation. And you got Tyler Glasnow, Aaron Savali, and Zach Eflin going. And next thing you know, we got Toronto Blue Jays. I like the Blue Jays over the Minnesota Twins. And you know what? The Minnesota Twins are going to start Pablo Lopez tomorrow, and they're going to keep Sonny Gray for game number 2. Strategy, you know what? Hey, if it works, great strategy. If it doesn't, you ask yourself why. Arizona, I got Arizona beating Milwaukee in the series at plus 170. I just love Arizona starting 3. If you look at their starting 3, you got Zach 10-gallon hat. Merrill Kelly from the law firm. Hey, sounds like a law firm. Merrill Kelly is starting today from Merrill Kelly law firm, and then Brandon Pfaff, right? So you got Brandon Pfaff. So I love that. I really like that rotation. And then the final one is let me see, what's the Tampa Bay Phillies? Yeah, Philadelphia. I overlooked that one. I like the Phillies. I think Phillies my bronze, my silver pick. Hey, so my gold pick to win the World Series is Tampa Bay. My silver pick is Philadelphia, and my bronze pick is Arizona. You guys know that. But when I look at Philadelphia, where's Philly? You look at their starting 3, and you're looking at Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Taijuan Walker, and then you got Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez also in the rotation. So Philly's got a good pitching wins. At the end of the day, if you watch baseball, for a long time like I have, defense wins championship. That's pitching. In baseball, it's about pitching. And when a pitcher or bullpen is on and you can't hit them, it's good night, Irene. Thanks for coming out, right? And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, baby.
No? Or as Stone Cold would say,
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Stone Cold did say so. All right, folks, that is the show today for Monday. Again, if you haven't seen that game I called yesterday with my good friend Paul Denis for the 54th annual Panda game, a 55-yard winning field goal. You can see it. I put it on my Twitter feed. And Campbell Fair from the Ottawa GGs, it was a walk-off. It was the last play of the game. At 55, and pandemonium broke on the field. There was 22,000 fans at the game of Carleton and Ottawa, and it was bedlam. It was absolute bedlam on the field, and you want to check that out on my Twitter feed. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. I'll be back on Thursday with another edition of the Raymond Report. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report. Cheers. Harry Carey, let's go.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta be the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling. Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! If you smell what the rock is cooking.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.